What's going on, everybody? Been a while since I gave an update on Dirty 30, but we're in the garage now taking it apart for the year, and I'm going to show you what's going on. So at the moment, the truck's stripped, the body's off, the engine's out, transmission's out, and I'm in the process of taking the rear end out. Just found some more damage right there. Earlier this year, we went to New York a couple times, and the first one really took its toll on the truck. Did a jump and pogo sticked off the rear end. Bent the rear housing, bent the driver's side spindle, which was, what we did was we took the bent spindle off, put the new spindle on, and the housing was so bent that we had to loosen all those bolts, put the axle shaft on with all the spindle bolts loose, crank the spindle on, so it wasn't perfect. The axle shaft is still bound up in there, but we got the year out of it, and I just took the other side apart. And that spindle's also bent, which is pretty impressive. The rear end is extremely bent, so that's coming out. I have a spare rear end ready to go. I just gotta get these tabs cut and welded on the new rear end. As you can see, these splines are bent, and these look pretty bad, but honestly, the other side was a lot worse than those. And you can see the axle shaft is bound up on this side right here. I had to beat that whole hub off with a hammer right there. Now the engine came out just to go get refreshed. It's been over 2 years on it, on the new blower motor. So we're gonna go take care of that before it takes care of itself. And the transmission has been leaking its front seal, or out the front seal, for quite a while now. So we're gonna get that set. We're gonna go through the transmission. The transfer case is finally staying in. Finally hasn't broke. Broke a rear drive shaft the last time I drove it. Gotta sort that out this year. That means the front shaft has to come out because they're the same, and I know what needs to be done. Just need to do it. The 18Ls are also coming off. I got a new set of 19.5s that are gonna go on. I gotta build a new set of wheels. These are gonna stay on the wheels. That way I have them in case I need them, in case I don't like the 19.5s, you know. So, gotta build 4 wheels, get them painted. I'll get them put on. Can't wait to see what it looks like with those. I've got this wheel here that's gonna be a spare with the 5/8 center. That's solid. No holes in it, no pattern, no gussets. I'm gonna weld that in the center here. So this is a spare for either side of the truck, if need be. I've needed it in the past, I've never had it. So this is gonna be a sole spare. And if anybody has a single 19.5 or an 18L, let me know. I gotta buy one so I can put it on that. Because, yeah, wheel's no good without a tire ready to go. So that's all I got right now. I'll hopefully make some more videos, keep it updated as the off season goes on, and yeah, I got a new Peterbilt toter / hauler I'm working on. Hopefully I get to make more videos of that if I remember. I always forget to hit the record button, and I get too carried away, and then the project's over and I forget to document the whole thing. But yeah, we'll have a new body put on come next year. Motor will be refreshed, transmission will be refreshed, new rear end ready to go, and hopefully next year is a hell of a lot better year than this year was as far as reliability goes. Yeah, it was a little disappointing, but it is what it is. I think I only made it out 3 or 4 times. Didn't do anything crazy cool. Did a double backflip. But didn't land it. I'd love to land one, so expect to see another backflip attempt coming up. And yeah, keep destroying it till we land one. Also need new gas tank straps. When I landed on the roof, those aluminum ones blew out. They were held up good for 2 years, and the pressure landing on the roof, it didn't like it. But the gas tank straps didn't hold up. The rest of the truck seemed to have held up extremely well. Since the body came off, I've been up there and inspected all the welds, Nothing has failed, nothing has bent. This chassis is incredible. When I built this in 2018 with some friends, I built it so that it would hold anything I threw at it for as long as I'm gonna be driving it. And we're going on, 6 years, I think, of driving this thing. And there's been minimal damage. I've redone these in the past. I just didn't like the way they were before. Now this all protects the radiator. What else have I done here? Obviously, when I built this truck, it had a front engine. Moved it to a rear engine, the way it should have been since day one. But you live and learn. That's the biggest things about these trucks. And the only thing that I've bent, which I haven't really showed anybody this, was this shock tower right here. This is a piece of 1/2-inch plate. Well, 2 pieces of 1/2-inch plate, gusseted with quarter all the way back. If you look down them, last year at Twitty's, I landed real hard and I blew that rear shock out, so the whole truck landed on this side and it stuck. It didn't rebound, it just compressed, and it hurt and it sucked and it was terrible. It was the worst landing I've ever had. And it bent the frame. If I put a level on it, you could see it, but that comes up and it's so invasive to fix it. I think I'm just gonna leave it until, I don't think it's ever gonna break. I don't think it's gonna snap. I don't think it's gonna crack. I mean, the paint hasn't really chipped, so that tells me nothing's moving that much. Honestly, it is what it is. I'm just gonna run it until it blows apart or worse, or I really don't know what could be worse than that whole piece cracking off and coming off, but it'll make a good show. We're gonna keep running it. Front end finally seems to be holding up good. So yeah, that's about what I got. I'm gonna get into tearing this axle out, send it off, get the new one welded up. Quiet. Get the, I got 5 wheels to build. This one, the new 4, 19.5s to put on. Yeah, that's about what I got. So I'm gonna get this thing cleaned up, get this thing ready for the off season, work on a Peterbilt, get some videos of that going. So stay tuned, thanks.
Look at them with their feet!
Darling!
Look at it!
That's awesome.